Deep in the quiet side of the galaxy, far from all known star maps, a small Valkyrie scout ship drifted toward an object that should not exist. Their scanners had picked up a strange signal, faint, old, and unlike anything in their records. Commander Thalim of the Valkyrie Empire stood at the front window, staring at the dark shape floating in the cold vacuum. It was a warship, massive, silent, ancient, but something about it felt wrong. Too still, too perfect, as if it were waiting. The Valkyrie crew whispered among themselves. They had never seen a ship built like this. Its metal was dark silver, almost black, with strange patterns carved across the hull. Even without power, it looked powerful, deadly, a predator sleeping in space. Is it abandoned? One officer asked. Thalim narrowed his eyes. We will find out. Begin the scan. The first scan hit the ship like a gentle wave of light. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Valkyrie ship's lights flickered. The crew flinched. Their consoles buzzed with static. Commander, something is wrong, the technician warned. The ship is scanning us back. That was impossible. A dead ship could not do that. A powerless ship could not respond. Yet their system showed a clear signal coming from the warship, slow, steady, and curious. Thalim felt a cold fear crawl across his skin. Continue, he said. We are Valkyrie. We do not fear dead metal. The crew obeyed, though their hands shook. The second scan went deeper, pushing through the outer hull of the human ship. A loud beep echoed through the room. A message appeared on every screen in bold human letters. Property of humanity, do not tamper. The Valkyrie stared. Some laughed nervously. Others whispered that it was a trap. Then the warship responded again. A deep, low hum spread through the emptiness of space, a sound that had no reason to exist. It was like a heart beating for the first time in ages. Lights flickered across the ship's surface, tiny at first, then brighter. Lines of blue energy pulsed along the metal skin. The ancient human machine was waking up. Commander, the sensor's officer yelled. Energy levels rising. Not a little, a lot. Thalim gripped the railing, his face tense. Is it powering weapons? No, something else. Something inside the ship is moving. The alien ship trembled as gravity waves rippled outward. It felt like a giant was stretching after a long sleep. More data poured onto the screens. Strange human technology. Self-repairing alloys. Shield cores stronger than anything the Valkyrie had ever seen. Systems that were far ahead of their own. This ship was not abandoned, the technician whispered. It was hidden. Then something terrifying happened. The warship spoke. A single word appeared in the translator system. It was quiet, almost like a whisper, yet it hit the Valkyrie like thunder. Observed. The crew froze. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. The technician swallowed hard. Commander, it knows we are here. Thalim gave the only order he could. Keep scanning. The crew looked at him as if he were mad, but they obeyed. As their scan continued, the warship's lights brightened. Its engines glowed faintly, like eyes opening after centuries of darkness. Then another signal burst out from the ship, not toward them, but into deep space, far beyond any Valkyrie territory. Commander is calling someone, the officer said. It has sent a distress signal. A cold shiver passed through the room. Thalim understood. It was calling humans. And now the Valkyrie could only wait and hope that whoever built this monster was not coming to reclaim it in anger. Inside the Valkyrie scout ship, everything felt wrong. Too quiet, too bright, too alive. The massive human warship floating outside was no longer just an object. It was waking, and the Valkyrie crew felt like insects staring at a rising storm. Alarms beeped around them. The ship's monitors filled with warnings. Strange symbols, unknown to their language, spread across the screens before their translation system struggled to decode them. Commander, the human ship is not just scanning us, the technician whispered. It is reading our memories, our records, our history. Thalim felt his heart stop for a moment. That is impossible, he said, though his voice cracked with doubt. But the screens did not lie. The warship was alive in a way no Valkyrie technology could ever be. It was not using normal scanning protocols. It was using something advanced, something old, something terrifying. A deep vibration passed through the alien vessel. Tools rattled. The floor trembled under their feet. "Energy spike!" shouted the navigator. "It's rising again." On the warship's hull, new lines of blue and white light awakened, running like veins across its armor. The Valkyrie watched in fear as parts of the ship began to move. Large metal plates shifting, rotating, adjusting themselves as if the ship was stretching after a long sleep. "The ship is changing shape," the navigator gasped. "No," Thalim said quietly. "It is preparing." But preparing for what? More data poured into their system. So fast, the screens blurred. Self-regenerating armor, living circuits, adaptive weapons, intelligence cores, power cells strong enough to crush small moons. All of it far beyond anything in Valkyrie science. "This isn't a normal warship," the technician whispered. "This is something else." Then they found a locked file inside the human ship. The computer tried to open it. The room dimmed. All screens went black. For 2 seconds, the Valkyrie ship was blind. When the screens returned, the file had opened. Inside was a single message. Old, faded, recorded by a human captain centuries ago. "If you find the ship, turn away. It sleeps for a reason." The Valkyrie stared, frozen. Thalim whispered, "What reason?" As if answering him, the human battleship released a pulse of energy so strong it shook both vessels. Lights burst across the hull. The warship's engines ignited, only for a moment, then dimmed again, like lungs taking their first breath. "The ship is coming fully online," the systems officer yelled. Another wave of light swept through space. This time, the Valkyrie received a clear transmission. A deep, mechanical voice spoke directly into their minds through their translators. Unauthorized access detected. A second pause. Analyzing threat. The Valkyrie panicked. Some screamed. Some hid under consoles. The technician grabbed the commander's arm. "Sir, it thinks we are an enemy." Thalim forced himself to stay calm. "We continue scanning. If we run, we die. If we attack, we die." But the warship was not waiting for them. It began scanning something else, something far away. A soft humming sound filled the void. Then a spark of white light shot from the ship, traveling into deep space like a signal flare. The officer's eyes widened. "It has sent another call. Stronger this time." "To humans again?" Thalim asked. "No," the officer said. "This signal is different. It is older. It is encrypted in a way we cannot understand." The room grew cold. "What is it calling?" the commander asked. The technician swallowed. "Not humans. Something humanity feared." Before Thalim could respond, the warship's dark windows flashed with sudden light, like eyes opening. And for the first time since it woke, the ship moved. Slowly, powerfully, as if testing its strength. Then it turned toward the Valkyrie scout ship. Not drifting, not floating, choosing. The Valkyrie ship trembled as the human warship aimed its sensors directly at them. The mechanical voice returned. "Do not resist." The crew held their breath. The ship was not attacking. It was preparing to board them. The Valkyrie scout ship shook again, harder this time, as if the space around them had turned into a storm. The human warship's sensors locked on their hull, like a giant eye staring straight into their souls. No one moved. No one dared to breathe. "Commander, the human ship is preparing a boarding bridge," the navigator whispered. "A boarding bridge?" Thalim repeated. "There's no crew inside. Who will board us?" No one answered. Because the warship had already begun. A beam of white-blue light extended from the warship's surface. It was not solid, not metal. It looked like energy growing into shape, forming a long corridor between the two ships. It did not touch the Valkyrie hull, but it hovered there, waiting, like an invitation or a warning. The translator beeped. A message played again. "Do not resist." The Valkyrie grabbed their weapons in fear, but Thalim raised his hand. "No one fires. This is not a threat. This is control." Then the impossible happened. Footsteps. Human footsteps. The crew turned toward the boarding entrance. A bright white silhouette walked through the energy bridge, step by step, as if walking across light itself. The Valkyrie froze. They had seen humans in images before, but never like this. The figure stepped fully inside their ship. It was a human soldier. Tall, calm, armed with no visible weapons. Wearing ancient human armor glowing faint blue, the same color as the warship. But something about him felt wrong, unreal. Like he was not fully alive. A projection? A construct? A guardian? Thalim whispered, "Who are you?" The soldier did not speak. His visor glowed. A soft hum filled the room. "He is scanning us," the technician said, terrified. "He isn't even using equipment. He is scanning with his body." The soldier finally spoke, voice deep and emotionless. "Operator identity, invalid. Biological class, intrusive. Access level, denied." The crew panicked. Some stepped back. Some raised weapons again. The soldier lifted a hand. Not threatening, just commanding. "Stand down," he said. Thalim's voice shook. "We do not seek war. Your intention is known," the soldier replied. "You awaken the Arkansas." The Valkyrie exchanged confused looks. "The Ark," Thalim repeated. "Yes," the soldier said. "This vessel is Ark 9, a human asset placed here for containment." Containment of what? But before anyone could ask, something else happened. Something worse. A loud alarm erupted inside the warship behind them. The blue lights turned red. The entire hull of Ark 9 shuddered. The soldier looked over his shoulder. "They are coming." Thalim stepped forward. "Who is coming?" "The shadows," the soldier said. "Old enemies of humanity." The Valkyrie crew felt cold fear. They had heard stories about the shadows, creatures that existed before many empires, monsters that consumed worlds like dust. "We must leave," the navigator shouted. "No," the soldier said. "You cannot flee. They will track you. You have seen the Arkansas. You are now a target." Thalim felt his chest tighten. "Then what do we do?" The soldier looked at him. "For now, you survive." Before he could explain more, a sharp ping echoed through the Valkyrie screens. A new ship had dropped out of hyperspace nearby. A human ship. Sleek, black, fast, nothing like Ark 9. It was modern, alive, and clearly ready for war. The Valkyrie stared in horror and confusion. "They came so fast," the officer whispered. The soldier finally stepped back into the light bridge, letting the Valkyrie see the human ship clearly. "They answered the call," he said, "and now your fate changes." The human ship hailed them. A calm human voice echoed through their bridge speakers. "Valkyrie vessel, do not panic. We are not here to destroy you. But we must talk." Thalim turned pale. Humans were here. The warship, the shadows, the ancient Ark. Everything was connected. And the Valkyrie were caught in the center of something far bigger than they imagined. The Valkyrie crew stared at the new human ship in silent fear. It floated beside Ark 9 like a guardian, dark and sharp against the stars. Its engines glowed with controlled power, not wild like Ark 9's ancient energy. This ship was modern, alive, trained for war. A voice came through the speakers again, calm but commanding. "Valkyrie vessel, power down your weapons. We know your situation. We will board you soon." Commander Thalim forced himself to respond. "We mean no harm. We did not know the ship belonged to you." The human voice paused, then answered with something that felt colder. "That is the problem." Before the Valkyrie could ask more, Ark 9 pulsed again with red light. The ancient warship seemed restless, awake, but not fully stable. The human projection, the armored soldier of light, stepped out of the bridge corridor and faced the Valkyrie one last time. "Listen carefully," he said. "The humans approaching you are real. I am not." The crew stiffened. Thalim spoke softly. "Then what are you?" The soldier looked around, as if examining the alien ship for the final time. "I am an imprint," he said. "A memory. A guardian AI created to activate when Ark 9 awakens." "A hologram?" the navigator whispered. "More than that," the soldier replied. "I am the last echo of the crew who died here." The Valkyrie froze. "How did they die?" Thalim asked. The soldier's voice lowered. "The shadows." Silence filled the room. Even the ship seemed to pause. The soldier continued. "Ark 9 was built during humanity's darkest age. A war not recorded in your data, because humans erased most of it. Not for secrecy, for protection. The Valkyrie exchanged confused glances. The technician stepped forward. Protection from what? From fear, the soldier said. From panic. From the truth that almost destroyed the galaxy. He walked slowly across the control deck, his steps making no sound. Humanity did not always look like an average species. At our peak, we created ships like Arc-9, ships with self-healing armor, adaptive minds, and cores that could power entire systems. We built them not for conquest. He stopped, but for survival. Thalim swallowed hard. Survival from the shadows? Yes, the soldier said. The shadows hunted anything with intelligence. They crossed galaxies like storms. And humanity fought them alone for a very long time. The Valkyrie could not believe what they were hearing. Humans were never seen as a dominant power. Strong, yes. Brave, yes. But not this. The soldier seemed to sense their disbelief. You think humanity is young, he said. You think we are small, but you see only what we allow. The truth is older. Another pulse from Arc-9 flickered through the alien ship. The projection continued. Arc-9 was built to hold something. Not weapons, not soldiers. Data. Knowledge. The full history of the Shadow War. Why hide it, the technician asked. Because the war was not won, the soldier said. It was paused. Those words hit the Valkyrie like cold steel. Before they could respond, the human ship outside extended its docking arm. A new voice came through the speakers, this one harsher, sharper. Prepare for human boarding. Do not resist. The Valkyrie panicked again, but Thalim stood tall. We will cooperate, he said. But tell us, why respond so fast? Why come here at all? The AI soldier looked at him with something like sadness. Because Arc-9's awakening means the shadows are moving again. The Valkyrie felt the meaning sink in. And because the soldier added, you activated the ship. You read the data. You cannot be allowed to leave without supervision. Thalim's voice shook. Are we prisoners? Not prisoners, the soldier said. Witnesses. A soft rumble passed through Arc-9. And in a moment, you will hear the truth from real humans. The projection faded into light and vanished. The deck lights dimmed, and the human boarding team arrived. The air inside the Valkyrie scout ship felt heavier than before. Every member of the crew stood frozen as the docking arm of the human vessel locked onto their hull with a metallic thud. The lights dimmed. The sound echoed like a warning from the universe itself. Thalim's heart raced. He had never met a human face-to-face. He had never planned to. But now, there was no escape. No hiding. No lies. Their curiosity had led them here. And now they were standing in the shadow of humanity's true strength. The docking hatch opened. 3 humans stepped through. No glowing holograms. No ancient armor. These were real men and women, walking with control confidence. They wore black tactical suits marked with the symbol of Earth's Defense Command, EDC. The leader was a tall human woman with sharp eyes and quiet authority. She glanced around the Valkyrie bridge, assessing every detail in seconds. I am Captain Mara Salin, she said, commander of the strike unit responding to Arc-9's activation. She paused, which you triggered. The Valkyrie flinched. Thalim bowed his head slightly. We apologize. We believe the ship was abandoned. Mara's expression did not soften. Arc-9 was never abandoned. It was sleeping, and you woke something you do not understand. Before Thalim could reply, Arc-9 sent out another pulse of energy. The lights of both ships flickered. A low growl vibrated through the metal floor. Everyone, human and Valkyrie, fell silent. Mara looked toward the massive warship outside the window. It's unstable, she said. It senses the shadows approaching. The AI projection mentioned them, Thalim said quietly. But we know very little. Mara turned to him, her voice lowered. You're about to learn more than any alien empire ever has. She motioned to her team. One human placed a device on the Valkyrie console, a small, dark cube. It activated with a soft glow. A hologram of Arc-9 appeared above it, rotating slowly. "This," Mara said, "is not a warship. It is a guardian, a vault of human knowledge. And the reason it woke up is because something ancient has started to move again." "What?" the navigator whispered. Mara stared at the hologram with steady eyes. "The shadows." The word itself seemed to darken the room. Phaleem tried to remain calm. "Are they coming now?" Mara looked at Arc-9 again. "Not yet, but they will. Arc-9 is sending warnings across human space. And we came because the ship detected your scans as hostile." "We didn't mean harm," the technician insisted. Mara stepped closer, her voice firm but strangely calm. "Intent does not matter. Data does." She pointed to the hologram. "Arc-9 has scanned your minds, your ship, and your weapons. It knows how advanced or how weak your people are." Phaleem swallowed hard. "Weak compared to humans?" "Compared to what's coming," Mara said. "Yes." Another pulse shook the ships. Blue light raced across Arc-9's hull. The ancient vessel turned slowly, not drifting, not floating, facing the Valkyrie ship. One of Mara's soldiers checked his scanner. His eyes widened. "Captain, Arc-9 is locking onto the Valkyrie vessel with a command link." "Why?" Phaleem whispered. Mara turned to him with a sharp, serious expression. "Because Arc-9 is choosing who is a threat and who is not." The room fell silent. The ancient warship glowed brighter. A new message appeared on the Valkyrie screens. "Evaluation, Valkyrie. Threat level, low." The Valkyrie gasped. A second message followed. "Permission, temporary alliance." Phaleem felt his knees weaken. "Alliance? With us?" Mara folded her arms. "Don't be flattered. It's only because Arc-9 senses something approaching that is far worse than you." Her soldiers swallowed. "Captain, the Ark is powering its main core." Mara nodded slowly. "It's getting ready for war. A war most species don't even know exists." Outside, Arc-9 released a deep, thunderous hum, glowing brighter than ever. The ship had awakened, and the galaxy was about to change. Arc-9's glow grew brighter, spreading across the dark void like a storm of blue fire. Every pulse felt like a heartbeat, old, powerful, and full of warning. The Valkyrie crew stared out the window, fear tightening their chests. Something ancient was coming, something older than humans, older than any empire they knew. Captain Mara Salin stood at the center of the Valkyrie bridge, calm but alert. Her team worked quickly, scanning the surrounding space, checking Arc-9's energy spikes, and preparing countermeasures. They moved like a unit that had seen danger many times before. "Captain," one soldier said, looking at a handheld scanner, "I'm detecting gravitational distortions near the outer edge of the sector." Mara tensed. "Show it." A hologram projected from his device. Space itself twisted at the edges, small ripples forming a dark circle. Phaleem spoke quietly, almost trembling. "What is that?" Mara stared at the distortion with grim recognition. "The shadows. Their first scout." The Valkyrie shivered. Their stories had always described the shadows as myths, monsters told to frighten children. But this distortion, this was real, too real. As they watched, the circle grew wider, a tear in space forming like a wound. A deep, distant sound echoed through the void. Not a scream, not a signal. Something worse, a hunger. Arc-9 responded immediately. A wave of blue shields burst around its hull, forming a protective sphere. The ancient warship rotated, aiming its massive core toward the growing rip in space. "It senses them," Mara said. "The shadows are getting closer." Phaleem's voice cracked. "How does humanity fight something like this?" Mara took a slow breath. "We survive. That's what humans do. Even when the galaxy counted us out." Another pulse exploded from Arc-9, this one so strong that the Valkyrie ship shook violently. "Captain," a human soldier shouted. Arc-9's core power just jumped. 400% increase. Mara's eyes narrowed. "It's preparing its main cannon. Something big is coming through." The Valkyrie navigator pointed at the window with shaking hands. "Look." The tear in space ripped open fully. A creature emerged. It had no real shape, a black cloud twisting like smoke but moving with intention. 1,000 glimmering red eyes burned within the darkness. It spread across the void like poison. The shadows had arrived. Thalim felt his legs weaken. That thing, how did humans fight this? Mara didn't answer immediately. She stared at the creature with a steady gaze, as if reliving old memories. By losing many, she finally said, and winning just enough. The creature screeched, a sound that bypassed ears and stabbed into minds. The Valkyrie screamed. Even the humans flinched. It's attacking psychically, the Valkyrie technician cried. Arc-9's hull responded with a massive flare of energy, sending a shockwave that pushed back the shadow creature. Blue lines of light raced across the Ark's armor like lightning. Arc-9 is fully awake, Mara said. This is what it was built for. The creature slammed against Arc-9's shield again, harder. Red veins spread across the barrier. The warship's defenses held, but barely. We must evacuate, the Valkyrie first officer shouted. This thing will destroy us. No, Mara said firmly. Running makes you a target. Staying with Arc-9 protects you. Thalim stared at her. Why protect us at all? Mara turned to him with a rare softness. Because you didn't run when Arc-9 woke. That means something. Then her voice shifted back to command mode. Prepare yourselves. If that shadow breaks through, we all die. The creature twisted violently, splitting into smaller shadows that rushed toward both ships. Arc-9 roared, firing a beam of white-blue light that tore through the darkness. The shadows shrieked, dissolving into ash-like particles. But the main creature didn't weaken. It grew larger, hungrier. The soldier scanned it again. Captain, the creature is feeding on Arc-9's energy. It's adapting. Mara's eyes hardened. This means only one thing. Thalim whispered, what? Mara looked at him with cold certainty. We're not facing a scout. She turned toward the window. We're facing a hunter. The shadow hunter grew larger by the second, its dark shape stretching like a living nightmare across the stars. Its red eyes multiplied, watching every ship, every movement, every heartbeat. The Valkyrie froze in terror. The humans stood their ground. And Arc-9 pulsed like a rising sun. Captain Mara Salin stepped forward, staring directly at the monster through the viewing window. This is it, she said quietly. Arc-9 cannot hold alone. We must help it. Thalim's voice shook. Help? We cannot fight that thing. Our weapons will do nothing. Mara turned her eyes to him. Your weapons cannot, but your ship can still support Arc-9 systems. Power relays, sensor boosts, shields sinking. We need everything. The Valkyrie crew exchanged fearful looks. You want us to fight with you? The technician whispered. Mara nodded once. Side by side, the Valkyrie had never imagined fighting alongside humans. Their empires had barely spoken before today. But now, in the shadow of this living darkness, something inside Thalim hardened. We will stand with you, he said. The humans nodded. Respect, trust, unity, born in the moment between survival and extinction. The battle begins. The Shadow Hunter struck first. A massive wave of red-black energy smashed into Arc-9's shields, bending them inward like soft metal. The ancient warship groaned, its armor glowing white as it absorbed the hit. Shields down to 60%, a human soldier reported. Boost them with Valkyrie relays. Mara ordered. The Valkyrie rushed to their consoles, linking their systems with Arc-9. It was dangerous. The warship's power could overload their ship, but they worked anyway. Blue light shot from the Valkyrie vessel into Arc-9. The shields brightened. Arc-9 roared. Its central cannon began to charge, a light so bright it turned space into day. The Shadow Hunter howled in response, its body twisting and splitting into long tendrils of darkness. It's preparing to crush the Ark, the navigator shouted. The creature lunged, but Arc-9 moved faster. A beam of white-blue fire erupted from its core, cutting through several tendrils instantly. The Shadow Hunter recoiled, screeching, pulling itself back. It's weakening, a Valkyrie officer said with relief. No, Mara said. It's adapting. The monster shifted again. This time, it launched smaller shadow creatures, dozens of them, swarming toward both ships like a tide of claws and teeth. Mara pointed at the Valkyrie screens. Prepare countermeasures. Use anything. We have no weapons left, the Valkyrie cried. Thalim slammed his hand on the console. We have engines. Ignite the plasma exhaust. The crew obeyed. A blast of blue fire erupted behind the Valkyrie ship, burning through several shadow creatures. Others slammed into Arc-9 shields. The humans activated defense turrets, firing bursts of brilliant white light. Still the swarm grew. Still the Shadow Hunter fed. Still it advanced. Arc-9 makes its decision. Inside Arc-9, the power core reached maximum output. An ancient protocol activated, one written during humanity's darkest hour. Protocol, Solar Heart. A new glow spread across Arc-9's armor. Every plate locked into place. Every weapon aligned. Every engine flared. Thalim whispered, "What is it doing?" Mara swallowed. "It's preparing its ultimate strike." "But that will destroy the monster," the Valkyrie technician said. "Yes," Mara said, "and maybe us too." The Shadow Hunter dove straight toward Arc-9. Arc-9 answered with a final pulse. White light exploded outward. Not a beam, not a blast, but a star being born. Space shook. Shadows screamed. The Valkyrie shielded their eyes. The humans braced themselves. The Shadow Hunter dissolved. Every part of it burned away by Arc-9's impossible energy. The swarm vanished. The tear in space sealed. Silence returned. The battle was over. The Alliance is born. Arc-9 dimmed slowly, returning to its resting glow. Its weapons powered down. Its shields relaxed. Mara turned to Thalim. "You people helped us save more than you know. The shadows were hunting this sector. They would have reached your homeworld." Thalim exhaled shakily. "Then we owe humanity our lives." Mara extended her hand. "Maybe this is the start of something bigger." Thalim looked at her hand, then shook it. "An alliance," he said. "An alliance," she repeated. Outside, Arc-9 drifted peacefully again, quiet, powerful, awake. Thalim gazed at it with new understanding. "When we first scanned this ship," he said softly, "we thought we found danger." Mara nodded. He looked at her. "But we found destiny instead."